Hello, I'm Jeremy Davis. I'm the Portsmouth Site lead for the Portsmouth Paducah Project Office, and I'm here today to announce the achievement of a EM milestone with the completion of the X-333 deactivation. This is a huge milestone for the site as we prepare our next process building for demolition. During the planning phase of the deactivation and demolition project here at the site, the community voiced their opinion that reindustrialization of the site was the desired outcome. So as we continue the demolition of each of these large process buildings, we prepare the way for the future. There is a lot of interest now in the Portsmouth site for reindustrialization, and it's become an exciting time now that we're talking about the future of the Portsmouth site and the jobs that will be created here after the cleanup is complete.
Where we're standing is we're in the 333 process building. This was the low end of the Portsmouth Cascade. This is where we fed uranium into our system. We had the largest enrichment equipment in this building, and therefore we had the deactivation of this building has been quite a challenge. The uranium we enriched here at Portsmouth was initially, when the plant was built, it was built during the Cold War, and it was built for national defense purposes. Our uranium enriched was also for the nuclear navy. And then finally, our uranium was enriched for commercial nuclear power, both in U.S. and internationally as well. Deactivation, it's a lot of work. It's kind of hard to explain because it's inside the building, and you can't really see what's going on. What we did was we removed all the hazards from this building. We removed things like oils, things like liquids, mercury lights, fluorescent lights, uranium deposits. We removed those, all the time getting this building ready for demolition. And the stuff we removed from the building we shipped off site.
In order to assess the larger equipment in the X-333 process building, we made use of a large component assay system in order to make sure that it was safe to put in the on-site disposal facility. Another challenge that we faced with the X-333 was just the size of the building. The overall size of the building required extra NDA measurements and also the removal of components. We were able to remove some of the larger components during the deactivation and downsize them and place them in the OSWDF. The material sizing area was used to cut down some of the larger components that were used for processing of the gas. These components were called the converters, and the area was built out up on the cell floor, and they used it to downsize these components and remove some of the interior in order to safely dispose of the material. The next step for the X-333 process building, now that deactivation has been completed, is the pre-demolition work. Behind me you can see some of that work going on. We have isolation of utilities, and also we have pre-demolition work that is the installation of the environmental monitoring that's needed during the demolition process.
Yeah, one way to simply think about deactivation is we've removed the hazards from the building, we've made it cold, and we've made it dark. And as you can see, this building is now dark, and I can tell you, this is December, this building is cold. If you talk to people who worked in this building, when we were operating this building, the temperatures were in excess of 100 degrees. And this is the first time the building's been dark since it opened in the 1950s. So it's really kind of an eerie feeling to be in here when it's to this point. But the work we have done in here, it's been a lot of hard work by a lot of good people to bring this building to this point. And then now we're ready for the next step, which is the demolition.
So we want to give kudos and a big thank you to our workforce for making this deactivation possible.